while since our last trick training video that we did, and you all seem to like it, so I thought we'd do another one and share some new tricks we've been learning. The first thing I need to do is catch Tucker here, and so I'm gonna use a trick we just learned all of yesterday. So let's see if he'll do it. There you go. Good boy. Now that you've seen the trick, I'll show you how to do it. So this one is super simple. All I did was, I have some treats here. I held my halter up like this, and then I took my treat through the noseband of the halter, and I would just like pull his head through with the treat, and then once he got his head in, he'd get the treat. You also want to make sure that your noseband is open, because if it's folded in on itself, it's going to be hard for your horse to get their head in it. So I'll open that, and once again, I just would use my treat to encourage him to put his head through there. This trick is for horses that can be particularly mouthy, so if you have a horse that likes to kind of grab at your clothes or pick things up, this can be something super easy to teach them. Mind you, is it something you should teach a horse that's already mouthy and kind of mischievous? I don't know, but I went ahead and I taught Tucker this. I find this trick a bit of like a comedy routine, like if I want to make some people laugh or just be a little bit funny. And this trick is basically teaching your horse to pick something up or get their mouth on it and carry it. So the way I did this is I had like a rag or something like that, and then I also have treats. So you're definitely gonna need treats. And what I would do initially is I would just hold the rag up to Tucker's mouth and press it on his teeth until he would kind of like open his teeth, even if it was just a little bit like. And so I started there. If your horse isn't getting the concept of opening their mouth a little bit, you could stick your finger in like you would to get the bit in their mouth. So you'll see him just open up his teeth a little bit and kind of like give it a bite. And so when he does that, I'll give him a treat. And I even taught him a phrase with it. I'd go, bite, good. From there it kind of escalates. Like if he bites it and I would let it go. And then he's pretty curious. So he would bite it. Here, bite. Down there. Bite it. Bite, bite, good boy. And I would start there. So like there, he kind of nibbled at it, so I would reward him. Good boy. So you're just rewarding the smallest tries initially. Good boy. Wow, you're so talented. Get it. Good. Have you ever watched Hidalgo, where Hidalgo takes the hat off of Viggo Mortensen's head? I kind of think of this like that. So then I can put this in my pocket and we'll see if he'll pull it out. Get it. Oh, that was a good try. Come on. Good boy, good boy. Like I said, I'm not sure this is something you'd want to teach a mischievous horse, but that's why it's important to also set boundaries. Like if I'm teaching and I'm working with this, I'll use my word bite to tell him to get the rag. But if we're not doing that and he's nipping at me, I'm gonna kind of redirect his energy and tell him like that's not the right thing to do. You can do that when we're practicing and playing, but when it comes time to doing something else, we're not going to be nipping. That's just a hard line you need to draw, and if you do have a horse that's particularly nippy, this may not be the trick to teach them. Have you ever watched a horse movie and the horse comes galloping in and they gallop right to a specific spot and then they stop? Well, that is a horse going to a mark, and it's teaching your horse to go to a specific spot or location and then stop, so that they can get their shot or they can film or they can do their trick. That's what we're going to be teaching the horse now. So first, you're going to need a mark that you can put on the ground. I have this piece of wood here. I'm looking for something that the horse can put their feet on. That's my goal initially. And you also need to pick a command. So my command for this is going to be a whistle. I'll go like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to whistle, and then I'm going to lead Tucker out to this board and ask him to step on it. And once he does that, I'll give him his treat. Good. And even if they just tap it with their foot initially, you can still reward them so they get the gist. He's already curious. He's like, oh, I think I'm supposed to touch this with my foot. Good boy. A lot of what this trick is just repetition and doing this over and over again until the horse kind of gets it themselves. So I'm going to whistle and then send them to the board. Good boy. So then I want my horse to be paying attention to my cues, so we'll just be walking and then I'll whistle. And then I can kind of direct him. Good. So let's try it off of the lead. Touch it. Good. We're gonna go back to the barn now and try it, and I'm gonna whistle over there and see if I can let Tucker go and have him come up here. Good boy. And then he stands at his mark and he waits for me to come and give him his treat. We're gonna make this more interesting. Let's see if we can get some movement. Good. For this trick, you're either gonna need a yoga ball, a soccer ball, or a barrel, or just something that rolls. In one of my previous videos, my husband bought me some weird horse items, and this ball was included in that. Tucker absolutely loves this ball. He is like so obsessed with it. If you want to get this, I put the link in the description to this video, so check that out. What we're going to be doing is teaching our horses how to roll these items with their nose. This is really fun to do, it's fun to watch, and you can even ride and have your horse like push the object. So it makes for something fun to do when you're on them and when you're on the ground as well. To show you how I train Tucker to do this, I'm going to use this bucket here. And the reason for that is because now that Tucker knows how to roll objects, he always wants to roll them. We're gonna pretend that this is a barrel or a ball or something like that. So the first thing I did for this is I just wanted him to learn to touch the object with his nose. So I would just lead him up to it, and as soon as he touched it with his nose, I'd give him a treat. So I think that's kind of creating like a draw for the horse to like draw towards the object. Once I could lead him up to the object and he would instantly touch it with his nose, then I had to teach him like the pushing motion. So to kind of go like that with his nose, because I don't think that's really like a natural horse thing. I needed to help him understand that, because initially he would push the ball, but he would roll it like towards himself like that. The way I started doing this is I would first take my lead rope and bring his head down to the ground, and then have him bop it like that. You're aiming for the ground first, so it's like the horse getting their head down, and then they're gonna push like that. So we'd go to the ground, and then I'd have him touch the object. So that's kind of the thought behind that. We'll go to the ground, and then we touch. Good boy. When you go to teach this portion of the trick, you may go to ask your horse to put their head down, and you realize they don't want to put their head down. I have an online course that's designed to teach your horse how to respond to pressure and respect that pressure. And that's just one of the things we teach in that course, is to have the horse lower their head when pressure is applied. So if you need to get started on this trick, but your horse doesn't know how to do that, you can check out that course. The link is in the description, and it's the Gaining and Maintaining Your Horse's Respect Through Groundwork course. Once again, with any object, if they're gonna roll, they're gonna need to bring their head down first and then push with their nose. So we're bringing their head down, watch out Gollum, and then pushing with their nose. From there, you're gonna start to see your horse understand the concept of rolling the object once they can get their head down and push it. Once you're past that, you're basically good. Once again, we're gonna go down, and then I'm gonna let him touch it. Oh, and there we had a roll. And then you could, of course, reward with a treat so they understand. But he's at the point now where he just likes doing this, so it's not really like something I'd give him a treat for, because he just does it anyway. Trick training is a lot of fun, but you need a solid foundation and groundwork for everything to go smoothly. So remember to check out my course, the link is in the description. Also, is there a particular trick you want us to learn and do a tutorial on? Well, comment down below, because I would love to try them. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more weekly horse videos.